On the streets of Kigali, the familiar roar of engines is slowly being replaced by a quiet hum. Rwanda's shift to electric mobility, once a bold experiment, is now shaping into a national movement. Here at Carcarbaba, an official dealer for Chinese EV brands like Dongfeng, sales are climbing fast. The company plans to sell up to 150 electric cars a year, on top of its growing EV taxi fleet.
So we have two parts of business. Taxi business, we have around, so far in less than 1 year, we have almost 30 units of taxi cabs, pure EV. So you know that we're doing transport into environment-friendly vehicles. As right now we have 30 units. We are planning to have 300, maybe in 3 years, 300 units to do the taxi business. Another thing is that in terms of sales, to engage the selling vehicles more than the ICE vehicles, we are planning to sell at least 150 units per year.
From compact sedans to city buses, customers are discovering that electric isn't just cleaner, it is also more affordable in the long run. The biggest visible change is happening here among Rwanda's e-moto taxi riders. Thousands now zip through the capital on electric motorcycles, powered by locally made swappable batteries. E-mobility companies are setting up in Rwanda to replace internal combustion engine motorcycles. One of the leading firms, Spiro, operates across several African countries, including Rwanda. Depending on demand, they assemble between 300 to 500 bikes a day here. The electric motorbike and battery swapping company recently raised $100 million, with $75 million coming from Afreximbank's impact investment arm. The government has also banned the registration of new ICE motor taxis in Kigali. The future looks electric.
Just to give you a context, for anyone who's riding an EV bike, only fuel compared to the battery that they swap, they save up to 30%. Plus, if I add another dimension to that is the after sales as well. The parts for an EV bike are very less as compared to an ICE bike. So they save another 15-20% over there. So on an average, if you see, anyone who's transforming from an ICE bike to an EV bike ends up saving anything between 35 to 40% every day.
The future of EV industry is just we are going to save people's money, where you can commute from here to Uganda and then you pay like 20,000, where usually you pay around 200,000 Rwandan francs. So we are saving people's money and we are saving environment. That's the future.
In a country where 60% of households is connected to national grid and 20% is off-grid, infrastructure still remains a challenge, especially outside the capital, Kigali. Experts said that Rwanda has built strong green policy momentum, but the ecosystem should be followed by deeper investment in charging stations, financing options, and grid stability.
Major focus, if you see, of e-mobility is the network infrastructure, and that is where this funding will be crucial for Spiro's growth, not only in Rwanda but all the countries that we are operating, plus the expansion that we are doing.
Government incentives, from tax exemptions on EVs to pilot charging networks, are driving investor interest. Importers and experts say regulation is evolving to make Rwanda one of Africa's most attractive EV market. Fuel prices in Rwanda have been revised upwards twice since September. That puts electric transportation on the spotlight as a more viable and cost-effective option. With the growing demand and supply for e-motors and EVs, Rwanda's transition to electrified transport comes exactly at a time when it's needed. Ethan Tashevia for CGTN, Kigali, Rwanda.